It's a derby game, isn't it? And people seem to be able to raise to the challenge and find that little bit of extra 10% that's needed. I think what I will say about West Wales is I've watched them on numerous occasions now. No matter what scoreline it is, they never give up for the full 80. And that's credit to the coaching staff, and that's credit to the players who keep sticking in there, turning up week in, week out. And we know how that feels. And I think we've got to go there with the mindset of we will compete for 80 minutes and we'll treat West Wales with total respect like we do everybody. And, it's another game that we need to be at our best to win.
Well, Anthony, a big thank you for joining us and welcome back. And brilliant victory last weekend over the Midlands Hurricanes. Back-to-back wins now in League One. Welsh derby to come. What's the mood in the dressing room like as we head towards this match this weekend down in Llanelli?
Yeah, I know we came off back of a couple of defeats and then we've sort of got back in a little bit of momentum of a couple of wins. But, the mood in the dressing room has always been good. We knew where we were, why we lost those games. And we just needed to fix some areas up. And we've done that over the last couple of weeks. And then obviously leading into the derby, and we still hold the shield. And we're keen to keep hold of the shield. So yeah, just looking forward to another, what will be a competitive game. And hopefully we carry on the momentum and, leading into our sort of Hunslet and Oldham fixture.
What was that challenge like? Because you mentioned that those defeats, the series of defeats that the team had, bouncing back against the London Scholars and then, like we said, against the Midlands Hurricanes. But what was that challenge like to get back to winning ways again a fortnight ago?
I think it's just being in touch with reality. We lost against Keighley and they're sitting at the top of the league, and we lost against Hunslet and they've made some major improvements or some decent signings. And obviously we lost against Doncaster, and Doncaster went and beat Swinton at Swinton. And I've always said it, anybody in this division could beat anybody on the day. And I think it was just keeping a firm grip of reality and staying positive. We'd only lost 3 games. We were still, in the contention to make the playoffs. We're still in contention to make the playoffs. So, the mood was not to, have too many alarm bells ringing and just keep working hard and improve in areas that we needed to improve on to try and get back to winning ways, which we have done the last couple of weeks. So I think the answer to that question is just keep to reality, really, and things aren't that bad.
And I was going to say, the reality is, Anthony, that you're still second in the league.
Well, exactly.
And we've only got, I would say to you off air, look at how many fixtures are left. I can see the bottom of the list now. We're getting close, aren't we? So, what's your thoughts on that side of things? One game at a time. I already know what you're going to say. Yeah,
that's always been the focus, and it'll continue to be. But I think the aim is just to cement ourselves in the playoffs. And I think over the next couple of weeks, if we can do that, then you're talking about jostling for position, aren't you, in the playoffs? So the focus is to cement our place within the next few weeks. And if we can, do that successfully, then the aim then for the remainder of the sort of league season is to try and jostle for a decent position. So that's sort of our focus.
So let's talk about this weekend's game, West Wales Raiders away. What's your thoughts on this one this weekend?
I think it's a derby game, isn't it? And people seem to be able to raise to the challenge and find that little bit of extra 10% that's needed. I think what I will say about West Wales is I've watched them on numerous occasions now. No matter what scoreline it is, they never give up for the full 80. And that's credit to the coaching staff, and that's credit to the players who keep sticking in there, turning up week in, week out. And we know how that feels. And I think we've got to go there with the mindset of we will compete for 80 minutes and we'll treat West Wales with total respect like we do everybody. And, it's another game that we need to be at our best to win.
And just to look a bit further ahead as well, it's Hunslet next Saturday back in Colwyn Bay. And should mention, we've touched upon this Welsh derby this weekend, but it's a big afternoon next Saturday against Hunslet, because there's the North Wales Grand Final between Flintshire and Conway, plus the Wales under-16s taking on Cumbria's under-16s. A fantastic initiative from the club next Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what's really pleasing is the first final you spoke about, that, some local rugby is being played at community level, which is the idea of, having a professional outfit in that area. So that's great to see that there's going to be a final as a curtain raiser to our game. And also equally exciting is, you know, the under-16s against the Cumbrian under-16s again, which will identify some real talent at under-16s level with, you know, who are Welsh. You know, and hopefully one day they might be able to play for us, or they might be able to play for West Wales, wherever that may be, or continue in the sport, you know, to Super League club in scholarship level or academy. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, because hopefully that will then, you know, sort of lead on to having a successful Welsh international team. So, you know, that's, you know, it's really exciting to see that at all those different levels that lots of Welsh players are playing rugby league.
And just to touch upon what you said earlier about the community game, you know, I know we've still got COVID, but, you know, we're coming out of a very disruptive time for the games, particularly at community level. So how good is it that, you know, the community game in North Wales is starting to get some momentum behind it, and hopefully a good crowd there next Saturday for this grand final?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, my background's community. You know, I've come through the community game coaching rugby, so I know how important it is. It's our bread and butter to the professional game. I mean, we've got to get it right at grassroots level. And I'm just really pleased for, you know, all those people that take the time out, you know, and sacrifice a lot really to make sure that they do carry on playing rugby. So that's really exciting to see that, you know, that's carrying on in, you know, in Colwyn Bay area. That's brilliant. I'll be at the game myself. I'll be there early and spying a bit, see what's there.
And I was just going to mention the fact that, you know, you got that game, the under-16s international that you touched upon as well, but also a massive game against Hunslet, really, really important. And we've seen whoever's in that top half of League One, you can all beat each other. Well, apart from Keighley at the moment, but yeah. I mean, it's so competitive. And as we get towards the running, what's your thoughts on a message to the North Wales Crusaders faithful as we head towards this handful of games left of the regular season?
Just to keep getting behind us, you know, we had a handful of them travel down to the Midlands, and you know, you can definitely hear them. And we just need to, you know, make sure in the home games that we get as many fans there as we can, because like you just touched on, you know, what an exciting time it is. Again, we've sat at the top of the league for half of the season. We're currently sitting second, and we're jostling for a good position to try and finish, you know, our league campaign in ready for the playoffs. So just to get behind us and let's hear you. And it's going to be a real tough contest against Hunslet. But obviously my thought's not on that at the minute. It's on West Wales.
Just a final thought about this game this weekend. There'll be a few making the trip down to West Wales, won't they? So looking forward to this one this weekend. Yeah.
I always look forward to going down to West Wales. It's you know, the hospitality is really good there, and it's just good to sort of catch up with the other Welsh coaching staff and the players. You know, there's a couple of lads down there who's played for me, so it's always good to catch up with them as well. So really excited about it, and I hope we've got some decent fans there, and hopefully won't be a dry buzz on the way home. Fingers crossed.